Hi there. So it's September 14th here in New Hampshire. Tomorrow's opening day of bow season, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I just thought I would do a little time of hunting stories here with the mounts and just some experiences we've had. And my name is Luke Stevens, and this is my first bow kill. I was 16. It must have been 2010. It's a broken off 5-pointer. My dad was hunting with me. We went out to New York for a little weekend trip. It was my October 15th. We didn't see much. It was the first morning we were hunting, and my dad texted me and said, well, I'm just gonna walk over to your stand. He was a little ways away, and this buck came in kind of running and stopped right in front of me, and it was about a 40-yard shot, and I double lunged him, and he ran right over to my dad and dropped right in front of my dad. He fell down and died. So my dad didn't tell me till after we recovered him, but he told me then afterwards that he had saw him go down. So that was my first bow buck. So now over here, this buck was my first New Hampshire bow buck. Shot in 2014. It was September 30th. I got out of work kind of late and ran into the woods with my climber. Didn't go very far into the woods. I could see cars driving by, and I wasn't far in at all. And he came in with another buck, another big buck, pretty good buck. And he came in first, and he looked like the bigger one, so I decided to shoot him. And 10 yards he came in, and I pulled my bow back, and when I did, my elbow hit a branch, and he turned and looked up at me, so I shot right then, and he was a little quartered to me, and I hit him right above the shoulder, kind of down in, and got enough penetration, was able to recover him that night. I remember after I shot, I was real shook up, and I went to the store and called my dad. And I remember I went into the store and bought a candy bar, and I remember just trying to eat the candy bar. I was so excited I could barely eat it, because I knew that he was a good one, and just looking forward to recovering the deer with my dad, and it was really exciting. So the same year, well, she wasn't my wife at the time, but my wife shot this one in rifle season, like the first weekend of rifle, which is about November 12th or something around there. She shot that, and it was actually in the same town where these two were shot, and I always thought it was kind of cool. And I always wondered, like, what if this was the buck that was with him, which probably wasn't, but it wasn't very far away. So I always thought that was kind of a cool thing that we both got those the same year before we even really were dating or anything. So the next book would be this one. Shot it in New York in 2013. Came out of a swamp. It was about 70-yard shot. I watched him go down, and it was my biggest buck at the time, so I was really excited. Got it mounted, and here. We got 2017, the year my wife and I got married. Had this buck come running right into me. I was walking through the woods and he just came grunting, and I think he must have thought I was another deer or something, because the way he acted, I think he was guarding a doe that he was kind of hanging out with, and thought I might have been another buck or something. So I thought he was like a 6-pointer or something. I just pulled my gun up and shot him, and I hit him right below the white patch. And when I got up to him, I couldn't believe it that he was a 10-pointer, and I was just blown away. And one thing about that buck is the day before my wife shot this buck while I was at work, I went in and dropped her off in the morning before work, and it was a real cold front. It was like, I don't know, below 0, I think. And she saw what we think was this buck. We found the shed the next year. I had trail cam pictures of this buck. She had this buck come in and catch her and get away before she could get a shot off. And about 20 minutes later, she texted me and said she hit this one. So that was cool. And next buck would be this one. It's got a drop tine. It's got a little bit of velvet on it. Shot this one in New York, 2017. He actually came in and bedded down, and I couldn't really get a shot the way I was sitting. There was a tree between us, so I had to like move my climber to the side of the tree and lean over, and I shot him in his bed, and he never got up. So must have had some kind of an injury or something. So after that, I shot this one. It was another New York kill. Came out of the swamp. My dad set that tree stand up in the swamp, and it was a great spot. He let me hunt it. Seemed like always the better bucks came out of there. We always shot whatever came by, but the swamp was really good down there. This buck was actually chasing a fawn. It was like November 27th, around there. So this buck was 2020. Shot at the same spot that my wife shot this one. It was like the first weekend of rifle, November 15th. He came in chasing a doe. I had just pulled my gun up, just got in the stand, and he came in chasing a doe, and I didn't know what he was. I just saw a little bit of antler and decided I was gonna shoot. And when I got up to him, I was happy. He has 2 little drop tines. Makes him like a 10-pointer. He's got a small frame, but he would have been a really nice buck if I could have let him go another year. But I was really happy to shoot him the way he was. So that's about it. Well, I got one more. I shot this one 2018. My wife was pregnant with our first son. She wasn't too happy that I was out there that morning, but she was happy once I brought him home. I walked up on this buck. He was walking away from me, and I I'm pretty sure I hit him in the jaw on the first shot. I got up to him after I had shot the first time, and he just jumped up and his jaw was hanging down. And I quickly shot again. It was with a muzzle loader, and I ended up shooting him like 4 times because every time I'd get up to him, he'd jump up. I didn't give him enough time to die, so that was kind of a fun story. So this year I wanted to do a little overview of what I've shot so far. I'm planning on videoing my hunts this year, so hopefully I can get some more footage and get into filming some stuff, and I encourage you guys to get into it too.
I shot, and first thing I shot right down, I shot right on this book, and I shot right here. I didn't take my head off, Mom.
Okay.
This is the first one I shot, and the first one I shot it at probably Jeffrey. Mom, I shot at Jeffrey, and it was like this big, Mom. And I found it, Mom.
Wow.